And we want to fight Howl to get his ring. The only problem is... Well, the only problems are... He one-shots us. We can't roll diagonally. We really can't shield his attacks. He has, like, more range than he has range. Which, if you hear that and go, that sounds really stupid, that's because it is. Like, even if his weapon doesn't hit you, it has, like, a shockwave. And even if the weapon doesn't hit you, the shockwave can hit you. To stun you. And so this requires a lot of patience, a lot of not locking on, because that does kill you. Like, in the Hovel fight? Ooh. Yeah, in the Hovel fight, you very much need... Yeah, there's the shockwave. But for the 80th time, yeah. You need to go diagonal. But you can't go diagonal, at least not fast enough, when you're locked on. Because you can't roll diagonally in Dark Souls 1. Which is stupid. Like, I don't care how methodical it is. The fact that you cannot roll diagonally. I don't care if it was intentional. I don't care how intentional it was. I will hold that against the game. You can't roll diagonally. That takes control away from the player. And not in a fun or interesting way. It feels like someone's put an automatic screwdriver through your knee. It's not fun. And it forces stuff like this. But we can do it. Like I said, it takes being flawless in this small room. With character movement, with camera movement, with positioning. And it takes Hovel's AI not being stupid. Which... This is Dark Souls 1. The AI is, very questionable at times. But, given enough time... and enough discipline... and enough not making mistakes, and you can bring Hovel down. But it does take a while. And as you might have noticed, I'm now hollowed because I made the horrid mistake of locking on. I pressed that button. I pressed the attack button before he hit me with his shockwave. And it went through after the shockwave. Yeah. sometimes you need to just accept that you're not getting the swing in because he's pushed you against a wall, which forces you to do some weird camera work and roll. That attack is kind of terrifying. The running one, because you'd think for someone who has 8 bajillion weight, they wouldn't be able to do like sprint attacks and stuff, but no, they can. And there we go. Took a while, but with 10 strength, 15 dexterity, and a +3 S-stock, we were able to bring Hovel down. No. Yeah, sometimes it will just like randomly put your thing where it wasn't. Like I was wearing the Balder leggings, but sometimes it'll be like, do you want to use the Hollow Soldier waistcloth? Doesn't make a lot of sense, but now we can have Hovel's ring. So we're still, yeah, and then here, like, it moved it to the buckler. Alright, so if we take off 6, nope, we are still, and it moved it to the buckler again. And here moves it to the Balder side sword. Are we within 10.9? Alright, so we're within 10.9. 4.2, 3.5. There we go. So, a little less armor, but we can now have our armor. And God, who's dying in the background? But we can now have an S-stock +3, which we're going to get rid of at some point once we get to Sen's Fortress. We have a +5 Caduceus Kite Shield, +3 Balder Armor, +1 Balder Leggings, and Hovel's Ring. And this leads us into Darkroot Basin, but we're not going there yet. We are going to head on back to Quailag's territory. Well, we haven't gone there yet on this run, so we're going to go to Quailag's territory and take her out in order to ring ourselves the second Bell of Awakening. But before we do that, we got the key to go down to the lower Undead Burg. So we can do that first. Maybe, possibly, take out a Capra Demon. We'll see. And Chink, use basement key. And there it is. Some free souls, why not? Free souls are always good. And in Lower Undead Burg, come down past the fire. There's some dogs here. Go forward enough, and some thieves or some bandits, whatever they're called, will pop out. And this first door on the right, you can come in here and you can pick up the Mail Breaker, which is our third thrusting sword. So, from this point on, I do believe that we're going to strive to get every single weapon in each weapon class for the specific run we're doing. So that's now 3. And off we go. And starting off by skipping Capra Demon. Also, we kicked, what's his face? Goldie off, because I don't like the idea of having Firelink just be cut off for who knows how long. That's just not good. And all you really get out of it by letting that play out is eventually you get one more Firekeeper soul to get slightly better Estus and Master Key, because we started as a thief. And you can just have it as a starting gift anyways, so why not? And off we go. But yeah, so I think it's much better to simply just kill him there. And just not worry about it. And you can pretty easily chain backstab these guys. It's kind of strange. I wonder, does two-handing do more? 212 to 221. It does a little more, but the safety of having a shield is better. So, alright. Come here. Stab. Don't really... Yes, yes, you're very intimidating. I don't understand why they made backstabbing so easy in this game. It's kind of painful how easy it is. God, who's dying in the background? God, who's dying in the background? After farming the Boulder set, which took way too long, I was a little annoyed by how long it took, because it was obnoxious. So I took a break. And I took a, like, 5 to 6 hour break. It was pure silence that entire time. Now that I'm recording, it couldn't... I walked down some stairs, took an elevator, and then walked over here. That... No way that took more than 5 minutes. And yet there are people dying in the background. I swear they do this on purpose. Nope. But off we go. Quail egg shouldn't be too bad. I had a ton of trouble with her on my first run. But that's because I was stuck in the new game way of doing things. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Well, if it takes... If it takes 9 swings... Oh, okay. Alright, if it takes 9 swings, we may need to up that a little bit. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm used to that taking 1 to 2. Maybe 3. And that's a big chunky maybe. So for it to take over 5 is a little concerning going into Quaylag. Whatever, we can sit down here. We can reverse hollowing. Humanity restored. But the camera? I want to fight Maneater Mildred one-on-one. I don't want these bugs getting in here. Alright. Looks like they're beelining it straight to me. So hopefully we can get them without getting the bugs. Because... oh, that has a lot of range. But also I can stun lock you. I don't do a lot of damage. But I also don't take a lot of stamina per swing. Which is good. And blocking is really, really, really good in this game. Cool. There's like a bucket over their head or something. Alright, so that gets us a humanity. That gets us 3 humanity. And the butcher knife, which I believe is an axe. So we're gonna need to do that. For when we do the axe run. Can I sit down? I can. Cool. That gets us 2 levels. Yeah, look, now our Estus Flask is at 12. Why? Did killing an invader give us a chunkier Estus? Yeah, they just keep respawning, but they stop after you kill so many. Yeah, like, do you get extra Estus as like a one-time thing for taking the power of the invader? In a similar way to like how we, like, before we picked up the humanity, we picked up like extra power from them in a way, and it gave us an extra humanity. The fluid one by our health and stamina, not the solid one in our inventory. So did picking that up also give us... Did that also give us an extra 2 Estus? Again, is it like a one-time only thing? Either way, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What does make sense is large Titanite shard. Because you're only supposed to... Oh boy. You guys can get out of here. I don't want to see you anywhere around here. Don't talk to me or my Caduceus kite shield ever again. Thank you, have a good day. Alright. So we can summon Maneater, yeah. I love how they just have a sack over their head. The one from the depths. Is there like a reason for that? Is there like something in the description? Alright. So there's one time where I pressed options, which is this, the pause thing, and it let me skip the cutscene. There was one time where I pressed X, which is like the button to pick up items. There was one time where I pressed circle, which is the dodge button. And then that time I pressed the attack button. So it seems like the button you need to press to skip the cutscene like changes every single time. And it never makes sense to me. There. Maneater Mildred is doing decent damage, right? Yeah. So normally in these games, when I summon, the summons are a distraction for me to do the good damage. But for this fight, on this run specifically, it seems like I want to be the distraction. Partially because I haven't upgraded my weapon nearly as much as I typically do. Also, oh my god. Mildred is just endlessly walking into the lava. And like, basically their bad AI is just having them stun lock themselves out of actually doing anything. Oh my god. The infinite spin. Okay. Well, they just decided to one-shot me. And then they one-shot me. That is a thing that has happened. Can we go along the left side to avoid the fight? Or are they gonna huck boulders at us? I don't know, but... looks like we're good. Yeah, we're good. But this time we won't have Mildred, so... this fight's probably gonna take a while. If I don't get it this time, then we'll summon Mildred one more time, and if we don't get it that time, then... oh yeah, because we are doing 0 damage. It takes like 2 swings. And you're gonna spew out lava. Yep. You're gonna spew out lava again. Like you don't think they'd be able to turn that easily, but no, they can. They are a turn demon. Right. So, I was gonna say, time to back up. I'm inside of the head. And that's the big stomp attack by its legs. That's the hug AoE. Yep. And they're gonna spit, which gets us some attacks in. And that lava stays for a long time. Let's heal. That's the AoE, so we can get out of range. Which we were only able to get out of range because of the light load. Quelaag is weirdly fast and can turn on a dime. That's the hug AoE, so we want to back up. That's a spit forward, so you want to move to the side. That's the stomp. Yeah, for the most part, simply having good positioning and watching for what attack is being used. Can honestly get you through a lot in this fight. Regardless of damage numbers. Because, oh, you typically don't do the third one. That's a spit. It's a long spit so we can get lots of attacks in. That's the hug AoE. So just move backwards. That's a spit. Yeah. It's like typically your first run is the worst. Or one of the worst. But at least in terms of damage, we're doing so much better. Or we were doing so much better on our first run. Can you stop turning flawlessly? Like, that doesn't feel natural. That doesn't feel natural at all. It's like you're in the middle of an attack and still turning flawlessly. I understand that it's the human part attacking and the spider part moving, but still. That's the AoE. So get out of range. And there's lots of lava here, so better to just back up. That's a spit. So that's a very long spit so we can get some extra attacks in. There are like one or two attacks where you have to know the timing, but for the most part, as long as you know where to position, you're good. As long as you don't get complacent. That's the hug. Because getting complacent is when you get one shot. And there we go, Soul of Quailag. And we got something else, but I looked away for the tiniest of seconds. And I looked back like right as I pressed the button. So, oh well. But it's like, cutscenes like this, I press option. And it always skips the cutscene. But for boss cutscenes, sometimes I need to press options, sometimes I need to press X, sometimes I need to press circle, sometimes I need to press R1. It makes zero sense. It makes no sense. Negative sense, even. Right. I think we can stop at 20. Yeah, 19 vitality, 25 endurance, 15 dex. Along with a +3 S-Stock, +5 Caduceus Kite Shield, +3 Balder Armor, +1 Balder Leggings. Although, might honestly... Yeah, because we've gotten to the point where we get 1.5 equip load each level. .5. Nope. Let's see, can we add 1? Yeah, we can add 1. Can we add 2? Nope. Okay. Can we add 1.5? Nope. So we can add 1. Alright, well that's progress. Now, something I'm used to in Dark Souls 3 is Homeward Bones allow you to rest at the last bonfire you rested at, or allow you to teleport to the last bonfire you rested at, or to Firelink. And there's a much higher emphasis on Firelink in this game, yet Homeward Bones don't allow you to teleport back to Firelink. As, like, its own separate option. They only allow you to teleport to the last one you rested at. Which I find very strange. But oh well, I suppose. Because we've now run both Bells of Awakening. Meaning we can actually get into Sen's Fortress now. Now, considering the damage we're doing here to these guys, our damage in Sen's Fortress is probably going to be oof. Because typically, I don't have a problem. Also, I'm getting 10 Estus. Oh no, I got it from sitting there. No, never mind. Blank brain. That's on me. But typically I notice, and by typically I mean in the past 3 runs, the Greatsword, Straight Sword, Experimental, and the Hammer, you know, past 3 runs, what I've noticed was my damage would be good until hitting Sen's Fortress. In my 3 previous runs, Sen's Fortress was a bit of a roadblock in terms of damage, where I hit that and then my damage just falls a bit. But there have been 2 changes so far this run. One, that roadblock hasn't been Sen's Fortress, it's been Blighttown. And 2, the drop has been infinitely harder. And I understand that that's a mixture of thrusting swords not being as damage oriented as great swords or hammers, along with me putting less levels into the damage stat this run. I put a lot more into into endurance. Mixed thirdly with I haven't fully upgraded my S stock. I've only gotten it to +3, whereas on the other 3 runs, I've gotten it to +5. So, those 3 factors combined have led to me having a lot less damage at this point in the game, this run, compared to the other runs. But the reason we're not upgrading the S stock is because in Sen's Fortress, there's a different piercing sword. And it's a piercing sword that, at least in theory, I think is going to be a lot better. And that's Rickard's. Ricard's. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But the Pokey guy. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the S stock to put the Holy Enchantment on it, or Divine Enchantment on it for the Catacombs. Whereas Ricard's, however you pronounce it, will move to be my main one. Now, hello. Hello. You get out of here. Now, I was also thinking about adding on Velka's as a secondary one. But that scales with, I believe, intelligence, which I'm not leveling up. And so I don't know how good it would be. But Sen's Fortress. And okay. And we got the attention of the second snake boy. Neither of those 2 rolls were in the direction that I rolled. I just want to point that out. Literally neither of those rolls were in the direction that I actually pressed. So that's... I was holding down the shield button, but my character decided that shielding is for nerds. Apparently. Which... I am a nerd, but... game thought otherwise, apparently. And yeah, we are truly doing 0 damage. we're doing nothing. This is absolutely pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. The only thing saving us is this. Since Fortress is mostly one-on-one encounters and shielding. I say it's mostly one-on-one encounters. And here we're going to be shot by a lightning snake boy. Oh, actually, if we could... Yes. I was gonna say, if we can knock him off by shielding, that would be wonderful. Hello, please ignore me. Pew, pew, pew. Two large Titanite shards, good. I was trying to get that comedy interaction to activate without them aggroing onto me. Please keep moving backwards so you can get hit by a giant comedy ball. There you go. Thank you for your cooperation. There we go. Oh, the doorway. The doorway doesn't load in until you turn the corner. Oh, it's kind of funny, actually. Right, go on. There you go. There you go. So, in this game, rings don't have weight. And we have an extra ring slot, very surprisingly, considering you only get 2 rings, but ring of steel protection. For the most part, I have been ignoring the ring of steel protection. But there's no reason not to wield it. That was rude. Why do you have to shield those? Alright, come on. There you go. Nope. There you go. So I was doing the heavy attacks, but they took too much stamina. Nope. Nope. This is just better. Yeah, in theory, it takes longer because you do less damage, but in practice, we don't need to back up because we're out of stamina. Now there's the Mimic, but we straight up just are not dealing with the Mimic. Because mimics have a decent bit of health. And even against the normal basic enemies, we're doing no damage. Yes. Did that not go this way? And plume. Uh-huh. Now, hopefully we can get you to fall off. Alright, apparently not. Sigurd, I'd love it if you helped me. Because these are two angry snake people. Who demand a lot of stamina. Who demand all the stamina. So we're just gonna drop down and talk to you then. Yep. Yep, whatever you say. Now, how we get out of this is gonna be a little trickier. Especially without getting you smacked. Especially with them deciding to stay behind to scream at me. But whatever. See, that makes no sense. They see me and they're like, death on sight! Kill! Murder! They see Sigurd and they're like, yeah, he's just sitting around contemplating life. Looking at bees. You know, whatever Onion Knights do. Me, they're willing to chase me into death traps to get their hands on me. Like, I heard the snake get hit. And there it is. And it died. They're willing to chase me into death traps. Yet, actively ignore Sigurd, or Siegmeyer. You know, they have shields, but they just kind of don't use them. It's weird. Like, if you're actually engaged in close combat, they just kind of don't shield. They'll occasionally use their snake head to, like, bite. And then they'll do, like, stabs and slashes with their weapon. But they don't shield even though they have a shield. And I don't understand why. Because I'm using a shield and it is supremely effective. It's kind of insane how good it is. 2 large giant, yeah, that's worth it. And I have a tendency to just ignore the items until I get to the giant. But also I'm going to, at least for right now, ignore the giant and ignore that guy. No matter how cool I think their design is. Ow. Well, that was rude. Alright. Are you just gonna perma faint? Is that just all you're gonna do? I mean... It's the only thing that's gonna work, apparently, for you. There we go. We're into not camera having a seizure territory. Let's see, you're also not using your shield. And... See, before I wasn't using my shield, and I took a lot of damage, and now I am using my shield, and you can't even get out of this corner. Keep rolling, it's good. It lets me get my stamina back. Because you can't attack. Oh, good. Keep trying, keep trying. You'll eventually get there. Hey, if you just keep rolling back into this corner, eventually you'll wear down the bricks, and you'll be able to escape. You know, like, water does that with stones. Makes them smooth. Turns them into pebbles and sand and whatnot. Just give it a couple 100,000 years, you'll get there. Oh no, you died. Rickard. Or Ricard. So I thought about using the normal thrusting sword, but my problem with that was it had way less range than the S-Stock, even though it's lighter. And so that's why I'm doing this. Ooh, this is also much shorter. Alright, but this is like an in-between. Okay. This requires 20 decks. Alright, so once we get 20 decks, we can start using that. So can't use it right away, but we're going to be able to use it before too long. Let's put it that way. We're going to be able to use it. Let's go up here. No. Hello. Oh, we do 0 damage. Hi. Thank you for standing there and letting us wail on you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was about to say, again, another enemy with a shield that's just not using it for whatever reason. Yeah, look at that. You use your shield, boom. Instantly, I am completely negated. And I don't think we can backstab you guys. Which is unfortunate, but makes total sense. No. Keep drinking your Estus. You'll get there eventually. There's no way I can keep swinging in perpetuity. I'll eventually run out of stamina, and you'll be able to get your Estus sip off. Oh no, he shielded. My one weakness. Left-handedness. Yeah, might be good to just pop these. And move over to Rickard's weapon now. $800, 1,600, 1,200. Still not enough. See, 17, so that'd be 2, 3, 2. So we need another, like, 800, 808. Yeah, the Mail Breaker is a lot more about critical. The normal thrusting sword is kind of a balance between everything. The S-Stock is the, like, most basic weapon of the group, I suppose. The most of, like, it's a weapon, it does damage. And then Rickard's is kind of more like the basic thrusting sword. 7 base, 3 additional, so that's an extra 10 damage. This would bring us up 7 base, 3 additional, so an extra 10. 7 base, 2 additional, so an extra 9. Now, this puts this at 3, plus 3 as well.
Don't get yourself.
I won't. So now, this is 91 plus 32, this is 97 plus 29. So, the S-Stock has 6 more base, 3 less additional. So, at least for right now, it does 3 more damage and it has better range. Phantom Iron Tarkus was summoned. Look at him just sauntering up. Oh, he's staring at the Baronike Knight. Hey, Mr. Iron Golem. How you doing? Oh yeah, we are doing nothing. Question mark? Maybe this is just a me thing, but it did not look like he hit me. Oh yeah, oh. He takes chunks of health at a time with each swing. Tarkus does. So oh, he's dragging it out, isn't he? Oh, with the shield bash. And there we go. We like it didn't even do anything. That was all Tarkus, baby. But S-Stock +3, Caduceus Kite Shield +5, Balder Armor +3, Balder Leggings +1, Ring of Steel Protection, and Hovel's Ring. Along with level 40 with 20 points into Vitality, 27 into Endurance, 20 into Dex. Examine Ring of Light.
Well, you need...
I do, actually, I do. Only this heal level. 7 base, 3 additional. For 10 damage. I'll need to buy 2 of these. And that'll give me 7 base, 2 additional, so that's an extra 9 damage. And then modify Special Ember. Oh, that's right, that's in the depths. Oh, yoo-hoo. I actually have no need of you, but... Hello. Good to see something that moves. I don't know if I can say it is alive, but something that moves and doesn't want to kill me. Always a pleasure to see something that moves but isn't trying to kill me. Unbelievably rude. Unbelievably rude. Straight up, just how could you? Bro. Okay. That probably should have hit me, but with how nonsense some of the game is, you take wins where you can, I suppose. Ow. Ooh. That should have hit me, but whatever. And there we go. Capra Demon, surprisingly first try, with Rickard's Thrusting Sword +5, a Caduceus Kite Shield +5, Balder Armor +3, and Balder Leggings +2, along with the Ring of Steel Protection and Hovel's Ring. Nice. And that will allow us to go down to the depths. So that way we can get the large ember to move from +5 to +10. There we go. Stab. Thankfully, the lack of, well, thankfully the lack of diagonal rolling didn't get me killed this time. Alright, well, I don't know what the dogs are doing. There we go. Again, the AI in this game is sometimes a little strange. Alright. When people... I always thought people were crazy for complaining about the dogs. Because the dogs for me were never bad. In like Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and Elden Ring. Now having fought the dogs in Dark Souls 1, I don't know about Demon Souls, I don't know about Dark Souls 2, but specifically Dark Souls 1, yeah, the dogs can be kind of annoying. It's not that they're big threats, it's just that they have a tendency to, like, you shield their attack, and then when you go to counterattack, they just dodge to the side. And so it's just an endless game of they attack your shield, you attack thin air. They attack your shield, you attack thin air. They attack your shield, you attack thin air. Endlessly. And it's just an endless back and forth where no progress is made because you don't want them to attack you. And they don't want you to attack them. And so it's just an endless perpetuity of you both attacking and doing nothing. We actually have 12 intelligence. So...
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed.
True.
Incidentally, would you care to learn any sorceries?
I
You're
would.
clearly talented, and besides, I owe you. Of course, we will require some materials, but I'm happy to teach you some elementary spells. Are you interested?
Yeah.
Splendid. Very well. I am pleased to have a chance to give something back. Well then, let's get started straight away.
Alright, so that's something that I couldn't do in any of the previous runs because I didn't have enough intelligence. But we can get Soul Arrow, we can get Heavy Soul Arrow, we can get Great Soul Arrow, we can get Fall Control, we can get Great Heavy Soul Arrow, we can get Magic Weapon, we can get Oral Decoy, we can get Magic Shield. We can get Sorcerer's Catalyst, but also you get a Sorcerer's Catalyst for free. Like 2 inches away from Griggs when you save him. And then Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring, which boosts sorcery. And then Lingering Dragon Crest Ring, which boosts the length of sorcery effects. Okay. So, actually, what's Fall Control? Reduces damage and noise from fall. That's actually kind of nice. Now, I remember I had, because I've written down like what weapons and armor and shields I'm going to use for every run. And I have Sorcerer's Catalyst on one of them. I don't think it's this character, though. But good to see this as a thing you can do. But I'll have to check that.
Have you spoken to Master Logan? He is and he has the nerve to go risking life and limb. What a stubborn old fellow.
What?
Have you spoken to Master Logan? He is an accomplished scholar. The arts of sorcery would never have come this far without his contributions. And he has the nerve to go risking
Alright,
Goodbye then. Do stay safe.
thank you.
Hello there. I was expecting you. As
Obviously.
promised, I will share my sorceries. I'm afraid that you are unable to learn sorcery. The basic framework, you see, it cannot be taught. Oh,
What?
do not fret. Life isn't all about sorcery. You will find your own way. Don't frown with regret. Peer
What?
forward with your head high.
So do I need, like, even more intelligence for him? Or do I need to, like, buy Soul Arrow, or what? Boosh. That gets us 1,000. Alright.
I could smith some. Why not?
Yes.
My
Right. So modify. So that's 7 and then 5 base. So that's 12 damage. Nah. And then that's 7 base, 3 additional. 7 base, 3 additional. 7 base, 3 additional. 7 base, 3 additional. Alright, 26. Alright, so that's 2.2 physical defense. That's 1.7 physical defense. Now, purchase item. Yeah, we could do armor. Ooh.
don't get yourself nut.
I won't. I won't. We're out of here. And Orlando. You have fun, you. You have fun. Ain't no one gonna die today. Hello. 1 to 4. Okay. Here we are. We can end it here. This has been pretty good today. I mean, made it all the way to Anne Orlando in one day. Not one session, but one day. So, pretty good. Pretty good.